audio. And hopefully we are live on the interwebs right frickin' now, right the ding dong now. Hopefully. Someone want to check stream and make sure. I actually have stream up, but I think it might be, you know, since it's behind that certain amount. I just don't know yet.
I think you're good.
Oh, very good. Yeah, nice. And our levels should be alright. I might bring up the levels of some of the cast at some point. But hey, we started. Let's get going. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, and welcome to Seekers of the Scorpion Crown on the Greyhawk channel. This is a weekly BX D&D stream where we play, that's right, BX D&D, the basic expert set from 1981. For those of you who are familiar with that set, we have two rules variations. One is that we have ascending armor class instead of descending armor class. Two is that we use a base attack bonus instead of THAC0. And soft 3 is sometimes I forget things or make them up on the fly. But isn't that really what role-playing games are all about? I think so. And I have a lovely cast, and I'm very happy to be here on the Greyhawk channel. Let's talk a little bit, quickly, briefly, about our sponsors here on the Greyhawk channel before we begin. So, special thanks to all of our sponsors. First and foremost, Patreon supporters and Twitch subs. Without you guys, this channel would not be able to function. I wouldn't be able to be here. You're a big help. We appreciate you. Thank you. Up next, we have Roll20. Greyhawk channel is officially supported by Roll20. Roll20 is a virtual tabletop. You can go over to roll20.net and make an account for free, and you can play role-playing games there with your friends. They support all sorts of different systems, and they have a virtual battle mat. They have dice roller. It's great. If you want, you can also pay for a subscription and get access to more features such as lighting effects, all that sort of good stuff. So check out Roll20 if you haven't. Totally worth it. Up next, we have Heroic Maps. They are a map maker on DriveThruRPG. They have over 300 maps on there, which is pretty cool. So go check them out on DriveThruRPG. It's really good stuff. Up next, we have Tabletop Loot. You can go over to tabletoploot.com and enter Greyhawk in the coupon code box to get 15% off your next dice order. So why not take advantage of it? Free 15% of savings. Free savings. Do it. Go do it right now. It's great. Well, don't do it right now. Watch the stream right now. Open another tab is what I'm saying, and do that, but don't mute this tab. Keep watching it. You understand. Finally, I just want to do a final shout out to the Patreon supporters and Twitch subs and let them know that if you are one of those people, you get special discount codes that you can access from the private section of the Greyhawk channel Discord. So you can get coupon codes for ruinc.com and also Cantrip Candles. So yeah, I mean, you're supporting us, and we have cool stuff to give you in return. So go check that out. Good stuff. Let's transition back. Boop. We're back to us. Hey, everybody. So I'm Lex. I'm the DM of this game. I try to kill everyone as often as possible. It's pretty much what this game is. It's a meat grinder. And right now we've done 4 sessions and we've had 4 character deaths. So I'm pretty happy with my current average. But I think I could improve. And I have some fantastic players here who put up with me repeatedly killing them in horrible, gruesome ways. Let's have them say hi, and I can make sure their audio levels look good. So who do we want to start with? Let's start today with Jordan. Tell us who you are and what you are playing.
I'm Jordan. I am playing Jarmy the Fighter, who is level 3. I have to change that on my character sheet. And Jarmy he's been surviving. I think it's because of that 16 AC. So although when you fight giant ogres and you're asleep, that doesn't help out. He was kind of out of action the last game.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, that's me.
All right. Well, Wild Engineer. You're muted.
Yes. Hello, I'm Wild Engineer. I am playing Randall, the magician, the magic user, who is somehow still alive after being hit by an ogre. We don't know how or why, but he is alive.
I tried, everyone. I tried. Oh, did you? I'm sorry. Did you guys want to mention retainers? You don't have to, but feel free to do so if you'd like.
Sure. I also have Emil, his retainer, the halfling who likes to pick fights.
Nice. All right. Up next, we have Davis.
Hi, I'm Davis, and I'm playing Onion. I'm sorry, I mean Onion, and Sigurd, but Sigurd died last game, so we'll see what I get now.
Oh, Onion. Up next, we have Michaela.
I'm Michaela. My pronouns are she, they, and my main character right now is Elson, and he is a cleric. He's doing pretty well so far, and last game he acquired 2 more retainers, and those are the Elf Ruificent Moonleaf and the Magic User Scent. Apparently, Siri thought I was talking to her about my retainers. I was not. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I end this game with 3 characters or not.
Did you need to order more retainers for your mouth? That's what Siri thought.
Free real estate.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. One of the rules I have for this, and I mean this is technically a rule in BX, but the party can hire more retainers on, and they, unlike in regular BX, they don't start at first level, but they will start with basically the average experience of the party total. And when a main character for one of the party members dies, they get to slot in one of their retainers, who might not necessarily be in the same location, but will probably be nearby. This is a good way for people to keep playing. Oh, Wild Engineer's camera's all over the place. Good way for people to keep playing, but I will tell the audience and remind the party, the more retainers you have, the more ways you have to split XP, and thus the slower you will level. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword there. And I mean, I guess it doesn't matter so much to Randall, because if you're a magic user, you just never level up anyway. So it's fine. Oh, we've also got an elf. They also never level up. But I think we're pretty much good to go. Did anyone have any questions before we begin? Did chat have any questions? Did my players have any questions? Anybody? Anyone with a question? I'm here for you.
Can you not kill Randall?
That's not a question, and no is the answer.
It's technical. It did end with a question mark.
I don't think so.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm excited to play. Am I awake? Is Kingspill awake?
This is, if we want to fast forward to the next morning, which I think makes sense. Oh, we could do a quick recap of what happened last time. The party is searching the desert for riches and also a very mysterious artifact from days of old. Thus far, they haven't had a lot of luck. They are pretty sure that they need to find a mystical lost city somewhere in the desert named Enmakar. But where it is, they don't know. There was a very trustworthy young gentleman who knew exactly where it was. But then, in a total surprise to everyone, he was actually double-crossing them and just wanted to steal all their stuff. So, I wouldn't say they're back to square one. Oh, thank you for the sub. Or follow. I wouldn't say they're exactly back to square one, because their archaeologist friend does have some useful leads, and they do have this map with all these cool locations on it, which I'll show you in a second. So yeah, they also found a cave full of gold, which is now their cave full of gold. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I'd say we would fast forward to the next morning at the Var Oasis, in this lovely glittering cave.
So would we have been given a rest for this?
You
This
have,
like
yes.
that late night fight.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And you guys wake up. Those of you who had succumbed to the sleeping potion have a bit of a headache, but are otherwise uninjured. And you're all waking up in this cave. I'm sure some of you don't know what's going on.
What happened?
It's a cave. Cave of Wonders.
Darn
There's
me,
some
why did you
treasure.
bring me to this
I,
cave?
I named this is our cave now. I got it for us.
This is wait, you got it for us? What does that mean?
Yeah.
What?
Well, okay. So
I mean, I read the magic word.
yeah, he read the magic book. That's true.
Cool.
But I convinced people to give it to us. So.
Nice.
Yeah, that did happen.
Oh, that's awesome. So this is our
Why would the
hideout now?
original owners just get rid of a cave? Like a sweet, sweet cave.
Because we were really good friends, and I just kind of
Yeah.
caress,
I mean,
stroke my staff of commanding.
yeah, I have heard that friendship is magic, so that might be it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So is this our new base? Are we just hanging out here? Are we living at the Var Oasis?
Well, I mean, an ogre did try to kill us here, but I guess we could stay.
There was an
Yeah,
ogre?
Jarmy looks to the left. Oh, that ogre. Oh, jeez.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Is that Sigurd? What happened?
So yeah, sorry about Sigurd.
Laying against the wall
When
with
stuff
arrows.
gets cut all the way in half, I don't have time to cast my healing spells on.
Right.
Yeah, I got
Right.
hit. I got hit too. I mean, see this bruise, guys? Oh my god.
Sure you did, Randall. I don't believe it's possible for things to hit you.
What? No, you have to stand in front of me at all times.
I don't know. It kind of seems like you have some sort of magical thing that's keeping you from getting hurt.
No, don't you see the bruise?
How many hit points did you heal from your long rest, Randall?
Well, I drank a potion which gave me 2, so I'm guessing I could get 1 at least.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say long rests heal 1d3, so you're definitely back to full. So you look fine. It's yeah, you've just got some minor bruising. You're totally okay.
Yeah, well, I think if we wanted to have a place to go hide some cool shit that we find, this might be a good place to bring it back to. Because we did get all these camels, if you recall, but they
Do you
can't
remember
carry
some tasty camel meat? And there was some really good drinking. And then it gets a little fuzzy. I remember bouncing along on a desert. I was thrown over some camel. And now I'm here.
it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
King-
much how it went.
Kingsmill just gets up in the background and she's like, "Oh my god, it hurts, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. Why is there gold everywhere? Why is there a dead ogre?"
It kind of happens sometimes. Didn't that happen when you went looking for artifacts?
Well, no, not you. Well, sometimes there was sometimes gold, but usually there wasn't this much, or an ogre.
Oh. Just accept it, I guess. We can get you some wine with it. Yeah.
Hey, listen, if that's the magic word, give it to me. Do we have any food?
Do we have any food, DM, or that was left in the cave other than the stocks we have?
I think that didn't you let the former occupants of the cave take some stuff with them, because they probably would have taken food if they were going to travel across the desert, but you did you bought a ton of food, as I recall last session, our shopping session.
It's true. I will get some rations out, some hardtack, a very small chunk of cheese. We have to make this last. We're in town still.
Mhm.
This is a month's supply. Here's a piece of cheese and your hardtack.
So I guess I'll the rest of it. Should we get some wine for the for the drunkie there, so that she doesn't pass out on us?
Yeah, I'm sure we picked some up.
Could be a good way to incite her to follow us into the desert.
Just like leave bottles of wine ahead of her.
Yeah.
Like the
Well-
breadcrumb trail of alcohol.
Oh, if we get a stick and attach it to her and just have that wine bottle hanging, I'm pretty sure she'll just keep walking forward.
Kingsmill, are you hearing all this? Are you in the room?
She's like, could you not talk so loud? Could you just tone it down? I'm glad it's not bright in here, but I just really need you to be quieter.
Oh, you need us to be quiet. Guys, Kingsmill needs us to be quiet.
Ah! Kingswell runs to the other end of the cave.
Well, I assume we can leave this gold here because it's safe, correct? Does anybody else know the password to this magical lair?
Well, I asked them to forget it. So we'll see.
And these are trustworthy friends of yours.
It's a long story. I guess you could say Farid is probably the one to worry about still. Because he and I didn't quite, get on so well.
Farid is gone, though. We dealt with that at the end of last session.
They took Farid with him to the monastery.
So whether Farid comes back to go after you guys or not, who knows? That's not true. I know, but you don't know. I won't tell you.
He was passed out from the drink as well, correct?
He was, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So should we try and get more stuff and continue on, or are we gonna hang out here for a bit?
I think we already looted this cave for cool stuff, right?
I think
Yes.
I think you found some magic stuff.
Got 3 potions.
I have to go hire someone else to be my partner here.
Yeah, should we swing back to the town real quick and then head out from there?
Yeah. I'm gonna go quickly loot Sigurd's body.
Sure.
Yeah. She had like 700 gold on her, so.
We're in a cave with 3,000 gold.
Yeah, well, I then put all the gold in the pile.
Just throw it on the pile.
The gold pile.
Okay, gotcha. Now I follow.
After we hire somebody else and get our supplies, where are we going?
Well, I mean, we don't have Farid anymore, but we have we have the archaeologist who can hopefully find us the way.
Well, Kingsmill did mention something about the Tower of Sands.
Yeah, we have a cool map, and to be honest, I don't know if Farid ever actually knew anything.
Yeah, I think he was lying.
He said he had some friends with camels. They didn't even have camels. They're walking out there. They're walking the whole way.
What a bunch of losers.
Yeah.
If you would like to unfurl your map and take a look at it, we can do that.
Wait, we have a map?
Yeah, you've had a map since you started.
Oh yeah.
I had this freaking thing drawn for you.
Wait, there's a map?
Oh my god. Onion, get out of here.
I would, but I'm afraid of the desert children.
Desert. Listen, I'm going to add desert children to this campaign at some point. You're not going to like it.
That makes me happy.
No, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. But let's show the audience who
These aren't desert children so much as sand babies.
Oof. Oof.
Why?
So hits the tongue real bad, that term. Let's see this map here. The Bright Desert. Look at it. 1 hex, 20 miles. You can travel 1 hex a day on camel. Or another mount, I guess, but camels are cooler. And yeah, we have all these different options of places you could go.
And you didn't prep anything, so we could go anywhere.
It's true. I didn't prep a ding dong thing, so you could go anywhere, and I'd just be like, well, you're there. This is what it looks like. Time to end the session early, everyone.
So we're at the Var Oasis,
Yep.
and we came north from Histek. Where is Kingsmill thinking we should go? She did mention Tower of the Sands to the west.
She said nobody's really come back from there. but it is an archaeological place of interest that might have more clues that point us to the destination we are looking for. Since we do not exactly know where that is.
The Twisted Canyon sounds safe.
Super
Yeah.
safe. There's
Real great symbol for it too.
there's a lot of different ruins around. So the Tower of the Sands has the ruin symbol. The Zochal, or the Zochal, also is a ruin according to this map. You have the ruins of Utah, conveniently also a ruin. And we also have, I mean, those are the ones that are within reasonable distance. The Kolam Oasis, if you want to go restock or whatever, who knows what's there. And then, I mean, those are the big things. You could just head off into the mountains, I guess, if you wanted, but there's not much interest there. Oh, and the Plain of Spears is nearby. Nothing bad or dangerous about that place.
Yeah, it's a totally
So-
safe name.
Yep.
Absolutely. So I think with all the supplies we have gathered, we could either head west for a week or east for a week, and then kind of hit these different locations on the way back to the next oasis.
Maybe we should annoy Kingsmill till she can tell us which is the right way to go.
Kingsville. Kingsville. Yeah, Kingsville.
She's,
Oh, let me call her. Where's Kingsville?
Kingsville!
Kingsville's like,
Kingsville.
What?
Is it better to go to the Tower of the Sands or to the Twisted Canyon? West or east?
I've never even been to the Twisted Canyon. I don't know what's over there.
Okay, so which one do we go to?
I don't. Ugh. She actually comes over and she's just like, listen, I found some writing that had some information that might be relevant to Tower of the Sands, but I haven't looked through it as thoroughly yet. On the way there, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to make you guys go all the way several days travel just to be like, oh no, this place isn't actually very useful. But,
Because what if the mention was to be like, don't go to the Tower of the Sands, and then we show up there and then you like decipher it.
oh no, then we'd all die. That would be bad. Whew. Let's see here. I could, and she's looking over the map and she's like, well, I've been to Utah before. And she sort of gives a quick glance at Jarmy and she's like, when I was working for Rary, when I was working for that organization, there was
Oh, yes, the scary bad guy wizard.
Did you just say you were working for Rary?
It's complicated.
I may have been at one point before we made an acquaintance.
It's fine. Now she's my servant, so.
She's had a troubled past.
Wait, are we not working for him too? Who are we working for?
Classic Randall.
So it's hard to tell until one side wins who you were working for all along.
Wait, why'd you say it like that?
So, should we go to Utah or Tower of the Sands?
Or the Zochal.
I think if we're voting, I'm voting Tower of the Sands because it looks dangerous and super fun. And
Wait.
then we can just swing north to Zochal and then restock at the Oasis before we head on over to the ruins of Utah. Cut right through the Plain of Spears into the Twisted Canyon. Nothing could go wrong.
Let's make a nice little
Yeah.
loop there.
Wait, do we have to go through the Plain of Spears? Because that doesn't sound safe.
It's like any name, the Desert of Daggers, the Killing Fields. It's just a name. It's all good.
Knife Edge Pass,
Yeah,
the Ghost Tower,
Dead
Wait.
Man Oasis.
the
that's real.
Necropolis.
Are these real places you're talking about?
I mean, I'm naming real places. But
Kissing camels.
that one's adorable. But Kingsmill is like, oh, you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to go to the Plain of Spears. There isn't actually much there. It's mostly a legendy, superstitious place. I guess there were a bunch of armies going at it way back in the day, and they all mysteriously disappeared, and now or died or something, and now no one wants to go there because they think it's super haunted. But there's no ruins to excavate, so I never really checked it out. Not interesting. That's what I
Thought it was
think.
a good place to buy a spear. Guess I was wrong.
There might be some ancient weapons hanging around, but you know.
I think I'm just gonna follow wherever the fighters are going, cause I can follow behind y'all, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've
Yeah.
been traveling this whole time.
I'll lead the charge on my camel. Come, Bartholomew. Yeah.
Okay, to the Tower of the Sands.
DM
Hey,
note: if everyone's gonna name their camels, I'm gonna need you to put all your camel names in the special spreadsheet. Okay.
Okay, on it.
Let's transition back to player images. So you guys are heading towards the Tower of the Sands.
Are we not going back to town for?
Oh, we can do that if you really want to.
Yeah, I mean
Pick up
technically you're still in the town hex, so you're still in town.
Okay, I just wanted to go hire a retainer before we left, in case Anand dies.
do some job interviews. That'll take like a couple days.
No, our vetting process isn't that too intense.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a
You
very
like gold?
we have a very high turnover rate here, so there's
Who's willing to wander into the desert with me?
I mean, if you go out of the
One
cave,
named Cramble raises his hand.
so I
All
was
right,
gonna,
let's go.
well, I was gonna say if you go out of the cave, for one thing, you have to speak the magic word so the cave door opens.
Randall, how do I work this thing? Open, open stone door.
I think the word was Farid the Fool. Say.
Farid the Fool. That's
Nice.
pretty good.
All right. Well, the door can open. It slowly slides open as morning light streams into the cave, and Kingsmill is just like hiss, backs away from the bright light. And yeah, you see that's the oasis just as you left it. If you venture out towards the sort of vendors and the shops and everything, people are setting up for the day. There's a couple of different caravans there, and some of the ones you had seen yesterday are no longer there, and there's like one or two new ones.
All right, cool.
I would like to buy a fancy desert like head cloth to protect myself from the sun.
It's called a turban, excuse you.
Thank you.
And
Can I hail a stranger real fast?
sure, you hail a stranger.
I walk up to him like, "Hey, pal, you know where I can find some good stuff? Some interesting wares?
Oh,
Some good things."
some good. He leans in real close. He's like, "Are you asking about drugs?"
No, I'm not asking about drugs.
Oh, because I know plenty of opium vendors. But all right, yeah, no, we can. If you're looking for so let's see. There isn't an alchemist. There's the jeweler left this morning. There's you could what's his name? The guy who sells swords. And he sort of points generally in a direction. He's like that. And he's trying to remember, and he's just like, he's just like, phew. I think it was Gareth's Emporium, something like that, something silly.
Gareth's Emporium.
Mm.
Thanks, pal. And I flick him a gold.
He's like, oh my goodness, I can
And
eat
I-
for a month, and he runs
And
off.
I pat him on the back. But I'm huge, and I've got the belt of giant strength, so he just like falls like
Yeah.
flat into the sand.
Right, face plants right into sand, and he realizes that you're a strange and possibly magical fellow, and he's like, I'm gonna take this gold, I'm gonna get out of here, I don't need none of this.
I'll go tell the homies. Hey, homies. I just heard about this place called Garrett's Emporium. I think we should check it out.
What do they have? What
I
are they
don't
in
know.
for?
I'm not sure exactly. He said he's a sword guy, but I just kind of asked him where to find some good stuff, so I feel like we might be able to find something interesting there.
Is this drugs?
No,
Yeah.
not drugs. Although he did say he knew where there were opium dens.
It's like what you said means a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, basically. I think next
Yeah.
time we should be more specific, but if you want to go here, I'll back you up.
I think we should check it out.
I think I'll wait
Got gold
outside.
in my pocket.
If I don't hear
Might as well.
anything, I'll come in.
All right.
Yeah.
Try to find Garrett's Emporium, I guess.
It is not hard to find because let me tell you, it is a cart that was not there before, but was set up this morning. You assume, and it is just this giant. You notice with a lot of these caravans, they look very like Middle Eastern in terms of their design and everything.
Uh-huh.
The kind of coverings they have, any kind of prints or anything that's on them. This doesn't look like that at all. It looks very traditional, like medieval European, kind of like a traveling circus type thing. It's like this big caravan. It's got all these big colorful banners with like lions and falcons on them, and just a big gaudy sign that says Gareth's Emporium. And it looks like this has all been unpacked and unfurled at some point recently. And there's like this this little like teenager off to the side who has like a bad bowl cut and a lot of acne, very pasty, and somewhat sunburned. And he's just unrolling like this last thing, and it's like the rope is stuck on it and he can't get it to unfurl, and he's
I'll help him.
okay. But also there you see a person, and Davis, I'm going to need a description of your retainer, who is... Ooh, we lost video for Michaela, and then all the windows switched around. Oh, hold on, everyone. I'm going to transition over to this map again, and I'm going to switch all the videos back. But yeah, so you see... give me a description of this retainer you've got.
It's an elf, like 5'3", so not super tall, and he's got short black hair. And that's mostly it. Wearing some heavy desert robes.
Oh, there we go. So that's all right. So this elf that you see is currently arguing or haggling with this very rotund, bearded man with who's got this blonde, like balding head. And his facial hair is like really gross because it's like when a fair-haired person who's not good at growing facial hair has tried to grow facial hair, and it's bad. It's like patchy and it's very light. Then you can see right through it. It's terrible. Just worst facial hair you can imagine. And he is talking to this elf, and he's just saying, look, the jewel of Makash is worth at least 2,000 gold pieces, and I will not part with it for a penny less.
Oh, come on, pal. I don't believe that. You gotta be pulling my leg. I don't believe that. It's probably worth something pretty good, but I don't know about that much.
This was found in the deepest dungeons of the kingdom of Naimond. You don't understand. There's nothing else like this. And he's like holding up this ruby, this ruddy looking gem.
You're trying to roll me over. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
He's like,
Does
well,
anyone here believe this? He points to Jarmy. Jarmy, do you believe? You there?
I believe.
How much? He's saying he wants
From
1 gold
my
for the gem.
It looks like a very expensive gem, and I walk over.
Get closer. Come take a closer look at this thing.
I examine this. May I hold it?
He's like, sir, I understand that you may have fine tastes, but I cannot let you handle this particular merchandise, though you may look. And he holds it up to you. Would you like to look into the gem?
I guess.
Okay.
All right. So what I need you to do is make me a saving throw against. I believe it is spells. Yeah, rod, stabs, or spells.
All right, the both of us.
No, Jarmy, who's looking deep into
All right,
the gemstone.
Oh, Jeremy is. Okay. Save against that would be spells, or you said spells?
Yes.
And I'm trying to roll over.
Yes. You
Tie
get to,
rope.
and you get to add your wisdom modifier if you have one.
That's -1. Oh no! I rolled a 16. My saving throw is 16, but that's a -1, so that's a 15.
Ooh. Oh
Oof.
goodness. So
Oh, no.
I really thought that wisdom thing would be helpful, but it wasn't. It was bad. So you look deep into the gem, and for a moment, you feel like you see this flickering flame. But as you look in, it just gets brighter and brighter, and it becomes too much, and you recoil. You cannot see anymore. You're blind.
But your gem has caused me some temporary blindness, sir. As I'm like reaching for him, like
And Gareth looks over at the elf and he says, "You see, I told you it was magical. I told you it was magical. Very
Well, you got
magical.
me. I guess you were right.
2,000 gold, not a coin less.
how long is this going to last?
That
This
I'm not really sure, but you'll probably be right as rain in the next day or two."
Elson, do you have any healing? Can you bring my sight back?
I can do healing for things that have hurt you, but it seems like this has just blinded you. I think I'll be fine.
I can put a poultice on your eyes. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, sure. I mean, try it.
I can pray over your eyes. I could hold my hands over them and see if anything happens.
What good is your God if you can't cure blindness?
Can you cure blindness? Let me ask
Well,
you that.
No, I'm just a humble man.
I am
Got a
also
sword.
man.
And then you hear Gareth
Oh.
pipe in, did I hear swords? Is someone in the market for a sword?"
Wait, do you have more magic stuff?
And he looks at you, and he's just like, "More magic stuff. More magic stuff. This is Gareth's Emporium, my young friend." And he claps you on the shoulder. And then somewhere in the background, the young, the teenager who's been trying to unfurl this thing, and like, Anand has been helping him with it. Somewhere in the background, the rope just gives way and the thing unfurls, and it says "spectacular magical items from across all of Greyhawk," but it unfurls so quickly and the kid was kind of dangling from it that he falls on Anand and they fall over.
Anand opens his eyes and says, "Ha! Good stuff." And he looks back.
So is that a no?
No, that was a yes. Was that not clear? And he sort of turns to someone else. He's like, "Was that not clear?"
I don't know.
I didn't
That's
see
pretty
anything.
For me.
Well, personally, I think usually people understand yes and no better if you say stuff like yes or no.
I've been a salesman for a long time, and if I've learned anything, it's that panache is what sells product. A simple yes or no won't do that. He gives a belly laugh and strikes his gut. Ooh. And he's like, "Yes, no, take a look at this." He pulls out a a sword rack or weapon rack that contains a shield and several swords, like a great sword, a scimitar, and a short sword.
Let's take a look at that rack. Show us what you've got, sir.
Well, here is this one. He sort of lovingly caresses the shield. I picked up this one while I was in when I entered the Bright Desert from a distressed nomad who I saved from a giant scorpion. And then he wiggles his eyebrows at you. He goes back and he says, "This is a special shield. This can create illusions." And the shield itself is like very finely polished, and the light reflects right off of it.
Well, that's neat.
It's always good to have a shield, like a good shield.
And he sort of like that reaction from you is something he was like expecting a bigger reaction. He's like, "Oh well, look at this from the free city of Greyhawk itself, a greatsword. Oh, so magical it is. It can slay monsters. Just very. I haven't gotten it identified yet, but it's supposedly quite magical."
Do you have any magic sticks?
He's like, "Magic sticks. I might. Well, and he turns around, flings open a chest, and starts weeding through it. He's like, I might have a wand. I might have a wand. Yes, I have a wand." He pulls out this gnarled wand. It's not.
Ooh.
It's just bent funny. It's not broken.
What does it do?
This can reveal to you secrets.
Like identifying things. Like you could use it on that thing.
No, it doesn't identify things. It can reveal hidden secrets.
Wait, so is that like how I can read magic?
Yeah, it's more like if you had a secret door somewhere, it would reveal the door. But there aren't any secret doors around, so I can't show you.
But I'm sure that you have secrets, so would it reveal your secrets?
Oh no, not like that. It doesn't. It does not show secrets of the mind, but secrets of the stonework. I
Secrets
suppose.
of the heart.
No, not that either. Not emotional secrets. More just construction secrets. So doors, also traps sometimes, non-magical traps. You'd think it would reveal magical traps because it's magic, but no, it doesn't work that way.
It's broken.
It's not. It's just bent. It's not broken.
You know, if you're gonna sell us a broken wand, I think we should get a discount.
There's nothing broken about this wand.
Well,
Sounds broken though.
Should prove it works.
He's just like, Oh, wait, hold on. He's like, boy, get over here. And the kid's like, "My name is Marvin." And he's like, "That's nice, boy, get over here." And the kid comes over and he's like, "I think I broke my tibula when I fell off that thing." And he's like, "It doesn't matter. Go and fetch the revealing plank." And then the kid's like, "Oh, where did you put that?" And he's like, I put it behind the tapestries in the back. Go get it." And the kid's like, "Okay." And then he runs off. Comes back a moment or two later, stumbling. You hear some sounds of like things falling over in the back of the cart. And the kid comes back with this big piece of wood that looks like it is very like a single piece of wood, like a tabletop kind of, but doesn't have legs or anything like that. And Marvin is dragging it over. He's like, "This is so heavy," but it looks like a perfectly smooth oak surface. Is anyone playing an elf?
I have a elf retainer.
Well,
Crammed with an elf.
yeah, elf retainers who are with you guys So obviously, the person Davis wants to hire, he's there, or they are there, or she is there. And the if you wanted your elf retainer to be with you as well, they could be here. And elves, as I recall, and I might be wrong, but elves, as I recall, can detect secret doors, just as an ability that they get for being elves. Okay, detect secret doors. Elves have keen eyes that allow them, when actively searching, to detect hidden and secret doors with a 2 in 6 chance. So if either of them would like to roll 1d6.
Sure.
Why not?
Either or both.
You can both roll.
I got a 3.
And a 1. Well, a 1 is what you need because it's a 2 and 6. So, your new elven companion notices that there is indeed a cleverly hidden trapped door in this plank of wood. It is like, it's like if there was a secret door in a dungeon, but it's like someone like ripped that part out of the dungeon and just took it with them somewhere.
Oh.
So it's like they took the door frame and the door, and the guy Gareth waves the wand around and says a few magic phrases and points it, and a sort of thin, kind of like a weak, like silvery thread just shoots out of the wand and hits the plank of wood, and then you see made visible in sort of like a glow is the highlight of that secret door. He's like, you see, it reveals secret doors.
It did light it up, I guess.
Was this a secret door? My retainer doesn't know. Anand's possible future retainer.
Oh yeah. Hey, look at that. It highlighted it right there. It's all secret, except it's not anymore. So I guess...
Show them, boy. Show them. And then the boy's like, oh, okay. And he sort of props the thing up against something and then walks over. And he's like, you see there? And he he presses in on a part of it, which has been highlighted because of the wand. And you hear a click, and it swings open. And you can tell that it is a door frame with a door in it.
Okay. How much is your wand?
For this kind of excellent craftsmanship and powerful magical ability, I would part with this for no less than 1,500 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. So when are we going, guys?
Yeah, let's go to that tower. This guy's stuff isn't actually all that great.
Yeah, that's probably true. Do you have any cool daggers though?
And he goes and grabs a chest and starts weeding through it. I think I've got something in here. Here. And he pulls out this dagger, and it's got like a hum to it, very slight hum to it. And he says, "This made by the good citizens of Greyhawk 100 years ago. Still just as sharp as the day it was forged. Excellent at killing all manner of goblinoids. And magic to boot." He shows it to you.
Alright. Why goblinoids?
I think they were attacking the farms at the time, so the craftsmen just thought, they should probably make that, help get the sort of save the city, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that tracks. Alright, how much are you asking for it?
For this dagger. This dagger is magical against most opponents, but extremely magical against goblinoids. $1,800.
1400.
S- 1600.
1450. Can I roll a charisma check?
You know, technically there aren't rules for that.
Okay.
But no, I'd rather haggle.
Okay.
He's just like 1500.
Yeah, sure.
1450.
And he's just like, oh. he hands it over to you for the request amount. This is a +1 magical dagger, but it is a +3 magical dagger against orcs, goblins, and kobolds.
Cool.
I don't know why kobolds are included in that, but you know what? BX is just how it is.
Orcs, kobolds, and goblins.
Anand is gonna take a look at the scimitar he motioned to earlier. Ooh. What is this thing?
This is known by the Ket as the Sword of Law. And he's just like, this is extremely powerful and will be extremely effective against creatures of the chaotic persuasion.
Ooh. 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 And how much would it be?
This is not just any old magical sword, my friend.
Okay.
This is a quite a high price for such an expert item. I would no less than 3,000 gold pieces.
What if I don't have 3,000 gold pieces?
Then it looks like you do not have a sword.
What about that short sword right there?
The short sword.
Yeah.
This is the short sword of the moon.
Of the moon?
Of the moon. This is a short sword that, when in darkest dungeon, can shed a pale moonlight, allowing you to see where you are going. Perhaps not the most impressive of my magical items, but magical nonetheless.
And how much would it be for this short sword of moonlight?
I would part for this for a mere 1,000 gold pieces.
500.
500. 750.
600.
675.
625.
Sold.
I'll hand over 625 gold.
Roll me. Oh, I forget what the number is. Actually, no, wait. Swords don't work that way. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of wands and things. Yeah. So this is a sword of the moon, or sword of moonlight.
Yeah.
And it does that. You can activate it, and it sheds moonlight in. It's it's a smaller radius. It's like 10 to 20 feet or something.
Yeah.
But you can see by it.
Cool beans. Guys, I got a sword that lights up, Onion says as he waves it around.
That's
I
pretty.
bet it looks really cool.
Does it look better at night?
Probably. It doesn't look like anything now. I pull out my other short sword and I'm like, they look the same.
It could be
I
the
might have
sun.
gotten ripped off.
I will point out something else about the Sword of the Moon. Is it counts as a magical weapon, though it does not give a +1 bonus or anything like that. But if you run into a monster that's like, hey, this can only be hurt by magical weapons, that will be able to hurt it.
Cool.
Oh, I think Randall's gonna be like, I only have 1,200. If you want, if I can get that wand for that, does that work for you?
He's like, 1,200.
I can lend you some money, Randall.
Wait, no, shut up.
Oh, sorry. Yep. 1,200.
You have been such wonderful customers.
You're right. 1,100.
I will part with the wand for 1,200. For you.
Yay. I have a wand, guys. I'm only slightly less useless now.
Oh, Jarmy, did you want to try and sell your ring here, or do you want to keep holding on to it?
I think I'll keep on to the ring, but I am curious about the scimitar of law, did you say? And also, do you have any potions or concoctions that cure blindness?
Unfortunately, I'm fresh out. But
Well-
don't worry, you will be well in no time.
Well, let me see what I've got here. And he's like, first of all, may I hold the sword and see if I can swing it around? If it's I need to know if the sword is for me before I just hand over 3,000 gold.
He gives you a. He's like,
Where am I gonna go? And I take I'm talking in the opposite direction of him.
And he's just like, well, I guess that's true. And yeah, he can hand you the sword. He's like, just don't swing it too widely. I wouldn't want you to hit anyone.
Right. Yeah. Oh, spooked you. Yes.
Okay.
Now,
You got me, Jarmy.
now I have a question for you, Mr. DM.
Sure.
I am a chaotic person. Would this sword not feel good in my hands?
Oh, it burns your hand when you when you go to hold it.
I drop it instantly. I'm like, what cursed items are you trying to sell me?
It's not cursed. It's the sword of law. He gathers it back up and he's like, this. It must not like you. He puts it back on the rack.
Well, and I look around. Doesn't look like there's anything here for me.
Wait, Jarmy, can you see again?
No.
That was a figure of speech.
Oh, okay.
Man, Jarvis had a really bad shopping experience so far this morning. He was blinded and burned.
Not the best.
Randall, the wand of detect. Oh, now I've lost it again. Detect secret doors. Wand of secret door detection. I'm sorry, how could I be so wrong? Reveals the location of any secret door within 20 feet when activated, and you get to roll to see how many charges it has left on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, maybe I should roll that. Let me just make sure. I think it's with stabs, it's like 3d10. I think with wands, it's less. Loses its magic potency. Rods, charges, stabs. Whoa, where's wand? That's rods. Wands. Tell me how many charges you have, book. Okay, there we go. So it is less than stabs, but it's not nothing. It has 11 charges on it.
Okay.
It's a good number.
Can I just use the sword infinitely?
Yes, the moon sword is just you activate it and it does that.
All right.
Or it might always be doing that. I actually think I might rather have it always be shedding light. So you have to sheath it for it to not do that.
Elson, do you want to try and use the sword of law? You're a cleric.
I am sworn to not use weapons that are sharp.
Clerics.
Blunt weapons.
Classic cleric.
Classic cleric.
So while it does sound interesting, I don't think that it would be good for me.
And plus, it burns. You don't want that sword.
It hurts.
Can I pick it up and see if it burns?
What alignment are you?
Neutral.
It does not burn you if you touch it.
Jarmy,
Yes.
this sword isn't burning me.
Well, maybe it only burns blind people. I'm not sure. I'm on a very bad day.
So it gives you a penalty if you're blind.
Oh yeah, you're probably right. Here, hold it again.
No, get away from me! And I'm fall backwards.
I just touch it to his hand, just a little bit.
Just give him a quick poke with the pommel of the sword.
Yeah, just
Sizzle.
oh, look at that! All right, and I throw the sword at the salesman.
Whoa! Throw it at him?
Yeah, I like toss it to him.
It's probably
But
still
to
sheathed.
him,
a little cavalier. Anand's
Yeah.
a little cavalier with weapons.
He tries to catch it, but he like fails very badly, and he's like, "Boy, pick up this sword. It cannot touch the ground. I will not have it soiled."
Wait a second. Pick up that sword.
And then the kid picks it up, and he's just like, yes, and the guy's like, "Oh, good," and he picks it up and puts it gingerly on the weapon rack, and he gives you a scowl for throwing it and abusing it. So
I give him a thumbs up.
I'm pretty sure it's rude to throw swords around.
especially magic swords, it's generally frowned upon.
Oh man.
DM, I have a
Well,
question.
except that one sword, the sword of throwing. That was the magical sword that you wanted to throw.
Probably true. For +1 magical weapons and stuff, is that +1 to attack and damage?
yes,
Or okay, so +3 would be the same as well.
yes,
Okay, cool. Thank you.
all right. So
So did you want to get anything else, y'all, or?
I don't think so. Should we just head to the
Why is that elf been
Tower?
staring at our group so much?
I don't know, you guys look pretty interesting. So what's going on here? Then Anand approaches him and is like, actually, we kind of need someone new to help us out. Oh, help you out with what? What do you need now? Oh, well, we might be going to this tower to find this old city. A tower, you say? A tower? I haven't walked up a tower in probably 20 years. Once when I was a young elf, there was this great big tower near where I grew up. You could see it from a mile away. And you'd walk over to it and you'd talk and you'd see the majesty of this tower. Oh, what? It sounds like you really like towers. I love towers. I think I'm gonna come along and check out your tower too. Well, it's not our tower. We just need to. It's like we're looking for an ancient city that might have a. That brings me up to about after the first tower, there was another tower that this one was black as opposed to the first tower. Was white. Okay, it's like it's not really about the tower. We're hoping the tower has hints to a city. So I think I'm gonna join you on this tower expedition. You know what? Whatever you want to do. Sure. Yes, we're going to go check out this tower.
Are we
and
always
then Davis decided to make a different retainer.
like?
Well, see you later now. Walks off.
This one came out bad. I need to roleplay another one.
He had no personality, and now he loves towers.
Are we always just gonna anyone who stares at us to just join us? Because that's kind of weird.
That's kind of how I joined you guys.
Yeah, we have money and we will pay people to come with us.
You guys remember Mallory? She was pretty cool.
Oh, Mallory.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
sorry.
strong.
Sorry, Elson.
I'm fine. Looks like Singles here.
Blows away in the desert wind.
Well,
Single cheek going well.
Well, shall we head out to the desert?
yeah, it's probably for the best.
I guess I'll have my retainer anger the cleric. Be like, Jarmy, hop on board, and I'll lead this camel since you can't see, and we'll hope that Jarmy gets back in action later on.
Who was your retainer again?
We met him, not really. We didn't role play it, but he was one of the people at the party that you said that we were the mercenaries that we were finding.
Yeah.
So, Anger the cleric is what I named him.
I would like to point out that in the document with the R for retainer before it, he's also a ranger. It's a very visual joke.
Oh no.
I see. Thank you.
What Davis? What is that elf's name?
Oh, Cramble. Cramble the elf.
Cramble, the tower-loving elf.
Yep. Loves towers.
Loves them.
I thought I'm gonna make a character that loves towers.
Tower
No.
expert. Just thinking to myself, you know what this campaign needs? Someone who loves towers.
I'm trying really hard here. But you guys are not making it easy.
Sometimes you gotta have a little levity between the horrible violence. So let's say you guys finished up at that shop, and are you going to head out? I assume you have enough camels for everyone. You have food. You have water. The camels will last 2 weeks without needing to drink. And you head out into the bright desert. Unless anyone has anything else they want to do beforehand.
Did everybody name their camel?
Fine.
Not in a sheet if I was supposed to do that.
Listen, it's gonna need to be logged properly, or I won't recognize any of the camel names.
I logged them in my sheet. I'm a spreadsheet expert. Elson is writing taco. The L is silent.
Yeah, makes sense. Obviously.
Rue is writing chica. And Sen, the magic user, is writing Erica. And I rolled these tables in a D&D book. So I did not pick these names.
Good. All right. Got those named camels.
Yep. Anger and Jarmy are on Bartholomew, the camel.
Yes, Randall is riding Shield the camel, and Emo is riding I Will Run Away the camel.
I will run away. The camel.
Hey, it's like a racetrack, you know, they all have weird names.
Onion is riding Flower the camel, and Cramble will take the other camel and be like, "Oh, what's your name?" This camel's name is Corn. He's gonna get on
Corn.
Corn the camel.
Spelled Quorne.
Yep, exactly.
Get those Dank Dungeons references in here, much as you
Yeah.
can. Oh, you know, I actually lied earlier when I said no one ever died in Dank Dungeons. That's not true. Davis dies like every season, but just him.
I do.
Nobody else gets killed, just Davis.
Yeah, that's fun though.
Actually, no, you didn't die in season 2, did you?
No, I didn't die in season 2.
Okay. Nobody died in season 2, but
did.
in season 1, Davis died, and in season 3, Davis died. So let's see here. You head out into the bright desert and begin trekking across for several days. Oh, goodness. Sweltering heat plays across the sand, creating wavy images of rivers and lakes just on the horizon. So this is mostly flat, at least for this area. I need someone to roll me 1d20.
I'll do it.
All right, roll 1d20. You may add your wisdom modifier.
Okay. Where's my wisdom? All right. That is a 12.
12. Okay. All right. Ooh, we may be switching gears tonally quite a bit. Okay.
Which has happened.
You see, on the horizon, a group of, I'm gonna call them desert children. No, they're small,
No.
squat creatures that seem to be they seem to be with a small caravan. It's hard to make out because they're pretty far off, and you're not sure if they see you or not. But there's basically like a small caravan. It's got a couple of horses drawing it, and it seems to be guarded by this group of short little guys, little humanoid creatures that are walking along the sides of it. And you would even assume they might be children from this distance, because that's their size and build.
Got the friend.
Ah, desert children.
They're here. I knew they existed.
I've never
been
seen
telling you.
any of them together.
Wait,
I don't know if we
these
can
are
survive
real?
as many desert children.
Should we run?
I'm gonna start running. Quick,
Well, I'm-
flower.
Alright.
They're-
Oh
they're-
no!
Wait,
Yeah.
they're in a caravan, so they might not be that bad. They might have.
Your
Think
judge of
so.
character is caravan based.
Well, I mean,
Flower
monsters.
slows down. Randall
have-
might have a point.
I'm just saying they might have supplies that we can. I don't want to say steal, but we can definitely barter.
Or we could steal. You know, I haven't stolen anything in quite a while.
It's true. If they're
No.
children,
No, I specifically said not steal.
I specifically said not steal. Not steal was what I said.
Yes, I agree, Randall. We should steal from them.
Yes.
yes, we should not steal from them.
Yes,
But-
steal as much
oh.
as we can.
Oh, I see those quotes you're making with your eyes. Don't do that.
Oh no, what do we take?
Thanks for the
So
follow.
how
by
much
the way.
are we not gonna steal from them, Elson?
We're not going to steal anything. I think I've got some sand in my eye.
It's just some sand.
Oh, me too.
Kingsmill
On a
is like,
scale of 1 to steal.
Kingsmill looks around and she's just like, so I don't know who. Those better not be desert children. You better not have been right about desert children, Onion. then she looks around and she's like, but in terms of the sand in your eye thing, that might actually be a concern. And if you turn to look, there is a wave of sand and air that is just heading towards you. It's not that close yet, but you can see it. And she's like, that's a storm. That's a sandstorm. That's a really nasty. We need to move now.
Let's go.
To the caravan or back to the city?
You're over a day from the city, nowhere near. Or
Okay.
well, the Varaways is not a city, but you know, I know what you mean.
Let's try to hunker down with the caravan, maybe in numbers.
Yes.
Be okay.
I think if we have to, we can cut our camels open and stay inside them for safety.
I thought they smelled
need to
bad
say-
on the outside.
I get it.
I get the reference.
I understand.
References are great, everyone. So oh no, that's even worse. That's so much worse.
Guys, I think it's getting closer.
It is. The music's getting louder. The beat is getting more intense. No, so this storm is heading towards you. You head towards the caravan, which is in the opposite direction of the storm. As you approach, you see that the caravan, they see you approaching. You're probably going at a pretty high speed. Camels can actually go pretty fast. It's fun. You get these little sticks, and you just bop them on the side, and then they go faster. I don't know. I always thought it was funny. But anyway, you're approaching quickly, and the caravan, you see it, and it is this one carriage, couple horses, and then all these little critters patrolling around it. As you get closer, you notice that these creatures look like goblins, except they have sort of a very different skin than goblins have. Their skin tone ranges from sort of a tan to like a rusty red color, and they have this sort of their skin is like looks extremely calloused or like almost stony a little bit. And they're not wearing any armor, but they are wearing simple clothes like ragged tunics or loincloth, stuff like that. And they have clubs and other simple weapons. But they look pretty much as smart as your average goblin. and they see you coming, and they're just like, oh no, there's the sandstorm, oh goodness, tell the master it's a sandstorm. And they start running around the caravan, and you see coming out of it is a tall woman with wearing like a mask, like a porcelain mask, very delicately carved, and a cloak of thinner, darker fabrics with sort of a golden trim to it. And she looks at them, she looks at the storm, she looks at you guys, and she says some commands to them, which you can't quite make out because she's talking at a normal volume and you're still kind of far away. And the goblinoid type creatures start steering the carriage around, or I should say half of them start steering the carriage around, and the other half draw their weapons in anticipation for your arrival. We have another follow. I wasn't looking at who it was, but thank you. What do you guys do?
I'd like to take the lead in just my normal desert clothes with the shield, like on my side on the camel, and just be like, holding on to the camel. Whoa there. We're not here to fight. We seek refuge from this storm.
The creature is in front of you is just like, strict orders from the master. No one gets past. No one gets to the master.
We don't need to get to your master. Just, can we, park next to you?
I mean, you're in like the middle of a wasteland. There's no shelter around here. Like, they're trying to, at least half of their little carriage thing is trying to run away as well. Two of the other creatures are just like, yeah, I don't know about, we should leave with the rest of the wagon. I don't know why we're staying. There's a storm. I think we should go. And the guy's like, Master ordered us. You can't run. You have to fight these outlanders. And then the guys are like, oh, okay. And then another one just like holds up a sling and just slings a rock at one of you.
Oh no, that could be deadly.
Well, if it hits Randall.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I hope it hits shield instead.
How many of you are there right now?
8.
There's 8.
Wait, plus
9 with your 2 retainers, right? Well, you have, Michaela, you have 2 retainers, and there's also Kingsman, and
There's 10.
10 of us, yes.
Okay, y'all need to put your persons in the list.
You gotta use the spreadsheet. All right, everybody.
Use the spreadsheet.
Mine's there.
I don't have editing permissions, so.
Oh,
I was gonna say the original link I sent out did have editing permissions, which is if you scroll up in Discord, you're gonna find it. So it might be that Michaela's link may not have transferred that over, which makes sense. But
should have it. We'll
I see him.
Onion.
Yes.
What's your armor class?
13.
13. Nope. This rock whizzes right past your head.
Oh, what the fuck was that? I'm gonna pull out my bow and I'm gonna shoot back at him.
Sure.
I rolled a 9.
A 9. Okay. Let's.
I did that on purpose.
I did that on purpose. That's not gonna hit. But now let's start up a quick little combat.
I think Randall's like, why are you shooting at a child?
Why are
They're
you?
the desert children.
We're not children.
They shot first.
They're the children of the desert.
Desert children shot first. So.
desert kids always shoot first.
Let's bring up this hardcore stat block right now.
Are we rolling initiative or?
Yes. Who would like to roll initiative for the group?
I can start. 4.
4. That's pretty good. Let's see what these guys roll. 3. You get to go first. Would anyone like to retreat, which at this point I'm sort of interpreting as not participating in combat, or
Yes.
cast a spell?
Random retreats.
Yeah, I want to run.
Running away from the storm.
Just run right past them.
I'm
Okay.
Sanders and I would like to, run past them.
Okay. It looks like there's about a dozen, or no, I'm sorry, about 6 of them. Half dozen.
Okay.
You have a new fancy goblin slaying dagger, don't you? Or is that one of your retainers?
That's my retainer who has like 3 hit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
But are there 6 of them on camels?
they're not on anything.
Awesome, we're faster.
That's true.
Yeah, we should probably run then, yeah? Is that the general consensus?
I'm gonna need anyone who would like to make a ranged attack. Make a ranged attack. I assume you're all moving forward, so I'm not even gonna bother to ask. No ranged attacks.
No range attacks.
All right. We are heading over to spells. No one's casting a spell. Any melee attacks as you hit the line of goblinoids.
Oh, are we running straight through them or around?
You could try and run around if you wanted. Might take a little longer. They're
Actually, 2 ranged attacks.
oh, I'm sorry. Oh, listen, I called for ranged attacks. I didn't hear you.
I know.
But yeah, make your ranged attacks.
All right. Anand will shoot at the one that he missed originally. 12.
12 does not hit.
All right, and Cramble will shoot at another random one. Like, it's not nice. It's not nice to shoot at people like this. We're just trying to go check out a tower. 14.
14 also doesn't hit. So
All
the
right.
the 14, the arrow glances off the thick hide of these creatures, and you get the feeling that they might actually have be pretty hardy because of that. So that's
Stop attacking the children.
Stop attacking those kids. They're just kids. Would anyone like to make any melee attacks as you rush forward through the line?
Yes, Anger the Cleric would like to rush his camel through this line of people to try and get to the other side of them. And while he's doing that, he's going to swing his mace down and try to knock one of them out.
All right.
Ooh, that is a 19 plus 1
That definitely hits.
for 6 damage.
Oh, yeah. He swings his mace around, hits this creature, and you just the mace sort of it's like their hide just sort of cracks a little bit, and that's how you're able to get through. But it crunches down on their shoulder and sort of collapses it, and they crumple to the ground, bleeding out.
They're sunbaked.
Get
him.
Elson sees that and would like to do similarly.
Okay, roll
Get
it.
one on the other side, maybe. Okay, so that is with a maze. That's going to be only a 10 to hit.
10 will not hit.
Okay.
All right. They attempt to make some ranged attacks and melee attacks as you guys rush by.
Jarmy's like sitting backwards on the camel and just like swiping at nothing.
Something's happening. I don't know what it is. Oh, goodness. All right. Three slings, or sling stones, whiz past. One of them hits. The other two definitely don't. Let's find out. Where's my D10? There it is. That's gonna be one of the new... The newbies. Anger. Ranger the cleric.
Ranger the cleric. Changing his name officially. Oh yeah.
Yep. I'm sorry. My name is Ranger. I'm a cleric. And that's gonna hit for maximum damage. 4.
Okay.
Wow.
He's at 5 hit points.
5 left.
Yep, I had 9.
The 2 others who are still up make swings with swords against. One seems like it's trying to swing for one of you, but they're very short, so it ends up just swinging for your camel. But it's gonna miss. The other one manages to has a spear, has a little more height to his jab, and is gonna jab at one of you, but is also gonna miss. So, they're just really ineffectually trying to like slow you down a bit as you run past them. We're entering another round of combat, but everyone is continuing to move, right? Okay, so we established that you move faster than them. So if you're keeping moving, I would say if anyone wants to make a ranged attack, feel free to do so. Otherwise, that's about it. And then, or actually, let's roll initiative because they will probably also try and make some ranged attacks against you. So, Davis, if you want to roll d6 for the party.
5. You're looking away.
We got a tie for initiative, so both those ranged attacks happen at the same time. Let's see here. 3 of them have ranged weapons. That's a hit. That's also a hit because those are 2 19s in a row. And that's a 3, so it's definitely a miss. Let's see who's gonna get smacked. Okay, we have 4 and 5, which is Elson and looks like Jarmy. Elson, take 3 points of damage. Jarmy, take 2 points of damage.
Yeah.
How much damage are any of you making ranged attacks? Do them.
I rolled 15 on the first one.
That will not hit.
And on the second one, that's a 17.
That will hit, yes.
5 damage.
5 damage. That's actually not enough to take one down outright, but it hurts him significantly.
Ha-ha!
He's like, "Oh, my spleen!"
As he rides off.
And they're trying to run after, and
Can't stop us from this tower.
they can't arrest all of us. And they start running like, huh, 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 and you just see behind them this mountain of sand coming in on this huge wind front. And these goblinoids are running after you, and they're like, ah, and then they stop. Sort of, it becomes less about them running after you and more about them running away from the sand, and very quickly they're just enveloped by it. You guys get the equivalent of another round to do something before the sandstorm catches up with you. Is there anything anyone would like to do that would be like an action or so?
I rip up like a sleeve of my shirt and wrap it around my face to protect my mouth. Or Anger does this, and then he tries to help Jarmy do the same, and Jarmy's fighting him the whole time. He's like, what? I don't understand. Just do this. Be good for you.
The goblins are on my camel. They're attacking me.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to protect so I don't inhale a lung full of sand.
Yeah. Randall doesn't.
Myself and my camels.
I think Randall's gonna see them all doing this and do the same. He doesn't know if it's gonna help, but he's gonna cast shield on himself.
Everybody, I think we should tie each other together. The sandstorm starts to.
Sandstorm hits.
Yeah, we hear it. It's like full blast.
Yeah, it's like you're in a '90s underground club right now. It's real
What's
bad.
happening?
It's a sandstorm. But yeah, I'll like toss a rope between the two of us to try, or the 10 of us. How many camels is there? There's probably like 6 camels, 7 camels.
I don't remember how many camels there were. I didn't keep track of that. But if you would put it in the spreadsheet, then I'd know.
I have 3 camels.
I have 3 camels.
Yeah,
That's-
3 camels.
Count those camels, everyone.
What camel? I am like, where were you guys when you were all getting?
We must
Jarmy,
have
why didn't you
11.
get 4 camels? Everybody else is.
So the you start throwing rope to everybody else.
We're tying each other together into the camels.
Yeah. I would.
And I would like to hold my shield out to block some of the sand. Just hold it close, actually.
And then this wave of sand and debris and wind just hits you, and everything goes black. And that's where we're gonna break for our not quite midway, past midway point. So hey, if you're watching, thanks for watching. Thanks for all those follows. We got, at least 3, I think I noticed in there. Very cool of you. And we will be returning to finish this spicy 90s track in 10 to 15 minutes. So around 6 p.m. Eastern, maybe a little after. Probably a little after. So stick around for more thrilling adventures of the Seekers of the Scorpion Crown. All right, we're back. We're on the air. We're live, probably. Hopefully everything's still working. Hooray! This is Seekers of the Scorpion Crown on the Greyhawk channel. We just came back from our break. The party was just enveloped by a sandstorm. That's not good. Hopefully they're not dead. So, the sandstorm hits you, and everything goes black. You feel yourselves being thrown in the great winds. You hear the yells of upset camels as they topple over.
Oh, my camel.
Oh, sweet camel. I named it.
Wait,
Shield.
but what we have had our camels sitting down?
I thought you were in the process of running when the storm hit you. But if you want to have, you want to.
I thought we paused to like tie ourselves together. We were doing that while running.
I assumed you were doing it while running. It was more dramatic.
I feel like we would have paused for the storm.
That's fine.
But the rest of you, I leave that to the group's decision.
Either way, you're being thrown around by the winds.
Jarmy looks around and says, "Guys, I can't see."
Charmy, none of us can see.
Close your eyes, Jarmy.
You're all yelling to each other. You can barely hear each other over the storm.
What?
So what I need everybody to
Randall, are you alive?
I can't hear you.
Randall.
do, Michaela, roll 1d3. Everybody else roll 1d2, or flip a coin. I don't care.
What is a 1d3?
1d6 divided by 2.
Okay.
I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. Or you could get a 3-sided die, but they look weird and it's unnecessary. Jordan, what do you have to say?
Oh, I rolled a 1
Oh, I'm sorry. The 2.
on my 1d2.
1 point. I
I
rolled
will
1
defeat-
on my 1d3.
Wait, what? What's going on?
You're rolling 1d2.
1d2.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, this work. 1 to 3, 4 to 6.
And then
1.
a 1. Okay, and I got that. So everyone's blown all over the place. You're searching around. You're trying to find people. You're yelling to each other. Michaela, you got a
1.
1. Elson, you find. Wild, you got a 1 as well. Elson, you find Randall. You're able to grab hold of him in the sandstorm. Then you guys bumble
Someone's
into.
grabbing me.
Yeah. Don't. It's a best case scenario. No one can hear Randall whine because the winds are too loud. You guys then bump into Anger, who has fallen over because Jordan, you rolled a 1, as I recall.
Correct.
And Davis, would you roll a 2? Yeah, and Cramble meets up with you guys as well. And because I rolled a 6 out of 6, good old Lareth Kingsmill runs into you as well. You found each other. That is the current group. Kingsmill is just shouting. She's just like, "We have to get out of the storm. I think I saw some rocks over there. Does anyone have any booze?"
What?
Yes.
Come on!
The whole bottle of wine in it for you if you can get us to those rocks, Kinsmill.
Ooh, I like Anger. He really lives up to his name so far. You find your way to a shallow cave that you're able to get into and escape the howl of the wind and the sand. And you can finally look around at each other, and you look fine, except you're all just coated in sand. As you get into the cave, I assume everybody's getting into the cave. You step around a bit, and you start to feel the sand beneath your feet slide downward a little bit to give way. and suddenly you're falling. And you're sliding down this, or tumbling rather, down this this hole, descending into darkness, finally landing with a thud. I would like everyone to... This was not a straight fall, but everyone is going to take 2 points of damage when they hit the ground.
Wait, are you rolling something?
No, you're not rolling anything.
Just taking damage?
I just rolled the damage for you. Don't worry about it.
Yay.
Randall, what hit point are you at?
2.
Half health, baby.
Wait, 2 out of what?
Out of 4.
Oh, out of 4. Okay. Wait, Randall's an elf?
No, I'm a magic user.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's the half elf? Or who's
Who's...
the elf?
Did
I don't
I...
think there are half elves.
Currently, there's no elves with you, I don't think.
Just
Or sorry, Cramble is with you. That's my mistake.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And not
I was like, wait, Randall, Randall or Cramble?
Oh no.
Okay, never mind. We're good. I have clarified this. I'll keep an eye on you and see if you look like you're about to drop dead.
He is. Just cause.
I remembered to play background music. I'd forgotten to do that earlier. You're in a new zone, so it seemed appropriate. You're in a dark room. Seems like it's stone. Does anyone have infravision? Do elves have infravision? Cramble. Good old Cramble.
And Rufuscent. Isn't that?
Rufuscent, my retainer elf, is an elf.
Yeah, but they're not with you currently.
Oh, they're not at all. Okay.
Yes, that's why I had you roll to see which of your characters ended up finding the other ones.
Oh, so Anand is there too. Anand isn't there again.
Correct. Yes. So the characters you rolled are the characters that you have currently, which is
Gotcha.
this really worked out really well for Jordan because now he doesn't have to play the blind character.
Now I understand why I rolled a 1d3.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I do?
So you guys are Cramble can see basically basic sort of black and white outlines. You seem to be in some sort of crypt. It's a relatively small chamber with 4 sarcophagi made of stone, covered in cuneiform writing, and the walls are also just covered in all of these different sort of embossed gravings, and there is a doorway that leads somewhere else. Seem like you're far enough down that you can't even hear the winds of the storm anymore.
Well, Kingsmo, what do you think of this?
I can't see anything. It's dark in here. I got hurt when I fell.
Oh, yeah, me too. I will pull out I'll pull out my lantern and get that set up.
Cool. Light up that lantern. You can see.
You said there were sarcophagus that were around here?
4 sarcophagi.
Because this was the spell I decided to take for my cleric, I would like to cast Detect Evil and see if these sarcophagi light up as evil.
Hey, there you go. Give me the details on that spell.
120 foot radius, six turns. Objects enchanted for evil purposes or living beings with evil intention are caused to magically glow.
Oh.
The spell does not grant the ability to read minds, but only grants a general sense of evil intent. The referee must decide what is evil, and some things that are potentially harmful, like traps, are not evil.
Nothing evil in this room.
Okay.
Let's see if
6 turns. Does it last for 60 minutes and just follow me around, or does
Yeah.
it?
One
Okay.
whole episode of 60 minutes. That's how long you got it.
Right, because the turn is 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I was just remembering that. Okay.
Let's see if I have any more description of this room. You find yourself in a large crumbling chamber. You came in through a hole in the ceiling. The walls are covered with carvings of people going about their daily lives. Many are crafting stone things. Like they look like they're chiseling away at stuff. Let's see. The figures look as if they were once painted in gold on a brilliant blue background, but now the colors are faded and worn. 4 oval sarcophagi in each corner of the room, covered also in carvings. One of them appears to be broken open. And Kingsmill is just like looking around, and she's like, "Oh wow, this is very old. This is like early Solm, like when they were still forming the Empire. Ooh, let me read this." And she just starts looking over the walls.
At least we're safe from the storm here for a bit.
I don't know how safe we are in a tomb.
Do you guys want to play cards?
What?
Bramble pulls out a deck of cards. Starts shuffling it. Shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle.
If we can't go back the way we came, then we can't. Well, if we can't go back the way we came, how will we ever find the rest of everyone?
I miss Jarmy.
We all do.
We all miss Jarmy.
I'm sorry. I should not have lied.
That Jarmy fella was real nice.
I'm gonna take a look in this open coffin. I'm gonna peer in cautiously.
Sure. So it looks like it's broken open, so there's like a chunk out of it.
Okay.
Let's see here.
And I'll say, Elson, bring your lantern this way so we can see inside.
I will.
Sorry, Elson, bring your lantern. We've got to see inside.
Okay. Here's my lantern.
If you look in, you before bringing the lantern over, you think you hear like a little noise coming from in there, just like a very faint scratching sound. And when the lantern comes over, it reveals that the whole interior, or at least the bottom of the sarcophagus, is just covered in scarab beetles. And as soon as the light hits them, you just hear them hiss, and they leap out at one of the two of you. Let's bring up my monster manual. Ooh.
Gross. Do they do that in real life?
What?
Do scarab beetles hate the light in real life?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's just dramatic.
Yeah. I just thought it was really interesting.
Some of this is inspired by real things, like all of the street food you ate. The monsters less so. Okay, so these things leap out at you, surprising you.
Oh no.
They only have one attack. They have. Okay. Yeah, +2 to hit. Okay. Good old Elson. These things leap out at you, annoyed by being disturbed from their sleep. What's your armor class?
10.
Oh, well, they leap on you, biting and mostly biting and crawling all over you. You're just covered in these beetles that are all like, ugh, ugh, ugh. You take. Man, their
Don't
stat block
go
is
on
very
there.
difficult to read. Tell me how much damage they do, please. Why is this difficult? AC, hit dice.
Just roll a d20.
No. You take 18 points of damage. Oh, God.
Oh, right. No, I don't want Elson to die. Roll a D1.
Aw.
I think
Well,
that's
let's
still enough. Because we took 2 points of fall damage.
No, I'm at 7 hit points right now.
Oh, that's right. You're a strong cleric.
Strong boy. I'm a strong boy.
Oh boy.
Within the area. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, swarms in BX are a little different than swarms in other things. And they're a little weird. Take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
As these things, and they're starting to spread out as they just crawl out of this, out of the sarcophagus, taking up more and more of the room. Oh.
Oh.
That's
What
gross. Yeah, right.
What did you guys do?
Let's have someone roll initiative for the group. Who would like to do it?
Not me.
I'll do it. Damn, that's a 6.
Oh, nice.
Get out of my house, Lex.
They only rolled. They only rolled a 2. They only
Man,
rolled.
if I had a nickel for every time I said that, David.
Lex, why are you in my house? Lex, stop trespassing.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Okay, sorry. What happens with that?
You guys get to go first. So these things are spreading across the floor of this small room,
Gross.
coming after everybody's feet.
Ugh.
But you
I
guys get
hate
to ask,
bugs.
anyone casting a spell.
Is my
yeah.
my magic shield is still up, right?
Probably.
Because I cast it right before the sandstorm hit us.
How long does that last? A couple turns?
Uh,
I think it lasts a while, actually.
yeah, that's a while.
Yeah. I'm going to assume that it's probably still up, because it is basically like the old school version of mage armor.
Nope, 2 turns.
20 minutes. Yeah, you still have it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hasn't been that long.
I'm gonna climb on top of the sarcophagus that's broken
Sure.
to try and get away from the bugs that are coming at our feet.
Mm-hmm. It's a smart
I
move.
would like to heal myself.
Okay, you're gonna do that. Any ranged attacks anyone would like to make? I assume not.
No. Do we also do like potions and stuff right now or no?
I would say potions. We can activate potions when spells happen. So that'll be next. Oh, if anyone would like to retreat, I should have called for that as well. If anyone would like to run away down the hallway, because there is that dark hallway, the dark foreboding hallway. You just run down it.
I would, but no, he's too much of a coward to run by himself down a dark hallway.
Fair enough. Okay, so no ranged attacks are happening. Spells go off. Roll the healing for your healing spell, and if anyone would like to take a potion, do that now.
Yes, I'm drinking a healing potion.
All right.
Elson, trying to get some of these beetles off, pauses to touch himself and cast cast Cure Light Wounds for 5 healing points.
Nice.
Do healing potions deal how much dice of healing?
Oh, that's a good question. I need to look that up because I don't remember off the top of my head. Monster treasures, healing potion. Nope, it's not called that. Potion of, oh, that's just all the different potions.
Lex,
Yes.
I forgot that I was level 3 and I have 2 spells. So can one of my spells be Cure Light Wounds, and can I cure myself as well?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Potions of healing. Oh, goodness. I found the thing where in the book where it references potions of healing, but it doesn't say how much healing they do. It says how long potions effects last. That's not helpful. It's 1d6 plus 3. That's how much the healing spell does, I think.
Oh. +3. Okay, cool.
1d6 plus 1.
3?
I don't know. How much
That-
does the spell do?
I'm looking at the spell right now. It's 1d6 plus 1.
1d6 plus 1 is how much it does.
Okay.
Because I don't remember BX healing potion values. So,
That's
oh,
enough.
yeah, you don't even need to roll because you're only missing 2 hit points. You're fine.
Hooray for having no hit points.
Hooray! It's so easy to heal when there's nowhere to go. So, cool. So people are getting healed. People are healing themselves. People are taking healing potions. Would anyone like to make any kind of melee attacks? Cramble, I knew I could count on you.
Crambles pulls out his short sword. He's like, "Scarabs are not towers. This is not what I signed up for." Starts slashing at the scarabs.
Is it possible to just like stamp my feet? Try to step on them.
That's a big old 12.
Okay, so one of the things you notice when you're stamping and when you're swinging that sword is you're swinging the sword and it's hitting down, and it's having like no significant effect on this swarm of insects. It's almost as if swarms are immune to regular old weapon attacks. Because it's not like a solid target that you can hit.
This isn't working, everybody.
And you're stamping down and you squish a few of them, but there's so many.
There's so many of these bugs.
Okay, so who now it's their go. They get automatically the swarm area increases to half the room. Currently Anger is on top of Sarcophagus. He's fine. Elson is in the radius, and Cramble and Randall, Cranberry, we're gonna see if you guys are within the radius or not by just rolling randomly. Because theory of the mind, everyone, who cares about battle mats? Or actually, you know what, you guys can roll. Roll above a 3 on a d6. So 50% chance you're within the radius, 50% chance you aren't.
Oh, that's a 2.
You're in there.
I'm gonna die, y'all. It's nice knowing you.
Davis, what'd you get?
What am I rolling? Sorry,
You're only 1d6. 50% chance you're within the swarm. 50% chance
4.
you're not. 4. You're not. Congratulations. Randall, here's a question for you. I rolled their damage wrong last round, but I understand how it works now because I actually read the thing. Are you wearing armor? I assume the answer to that is no.
No.
You take 4 hit points of damage.
Great, I'm dead.
Oh, Randall.
Wait, it's an auto hit?
If you are within the swarm's area, you
Wait,
take...
does my magic armor count as armor or no?
Oh! It probably would. Let's say it would, because it thematically makes sense. You
Got a
take
shield.
2 points of damage. The way swarms work in BX is interesting. I kind of like it, but it's weird. Basically, if you're within the swarm's area and you're wearing armor, you take less damage, and if you're not wearing armor, you take more damage. But they don't have to roll to hit.
That's horrible.
Or at least I don't think they do. It seems like they don't. We're going to roll with that for now. Swarms in BX, they're terrifying. So, that's... Oh, and Elson. Is Elson wearing armor or not? Then Elson takes 4 points of damage.
Okay, thank you.
And that is the end of that round. We are up to another round. Please roll initiative, someone. Beat
Jordan.
a
should have
3.
go. That's a 6.
There you go. What would you guys like to do? Would anyone like to cast a spell?
Randall would like to run.
Yeah, Randall's gonna retreat down the hallway. Very good.
He got hurt.
Cool.
That's enough for him.
Yeah, no attacks of opportunity. Don't have to worry about any of that. Randall's out of here. Anybody casting a spell or anybody else retreating?
I'm sticking on top of my sarcophagi.
Can I move to where Anger is on top of the sarcophagi?
There are 4 sarcophagi. You can just go on top of a different one if you want.
I'm gonna go on top of a sarcophagi.
Yeah, I'll move out of this.
Is Randall nearby?
Randall Randall is running down the hallway.
Randall! Randall!
Yeah. So I'll also climb onto a different sarcophagus.
Okay. So,
I need to see how something works here.
And I'll shout out to my friends. Does anybody have any fire? Does anybody have any
Yes.
fire?
I'm holding this freaking lantern.
whenever
I don't
you
want you to
swing
break
the
your
light,
lantern.
yeah, whenever you swing the light from the lantern, the insects hiss at you. Would anyone like to make any? So no one was casting any spells. Would anyone like to make any ranged attacks? I assume not, but maybe. Okay. Would anyone like to make any melee attacks?
Yeah.
I'll-
Uh,
No. No point.
no.
Not gonna make any range attacks. I mean melee attacks.
Okay. The melee attack I would like to make.
Yeah, I'll swing my mace and like see if bludgeoning damage does anything to it.
Sure.
Yeah, I was thinking mace, but then also I would have this big flat shield. I could probably squish some.
You should surf on the wave of scarabs.
Oh. Maybe if I put it on my back, they'll think I too am a scarab.
I really think the fire option would be our best option. Somebody light a torch and just get us out of here.
I think, Lex, we cannot hear you.
What? I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay. I thought your mouth was-
You can't hear me because I'm not talking to you.
Okay. I was just like, what is he doing? So this we're done.
I may be talking to myself, but you know.
Okay.
He always says that though.
Jarmy was the torch guy.
Lex,
I don't
get
have
the
any
hell out of
torches.
my house.
Get the hell out of my house.
Why
Lex.
are you Why are you in my house? This is not okay. This is the 3rd time this week.
Is that a pickle? What are you just eating my pickles? What is going on?
If you wanted pickles, you could have just asked.
Those pickles are expensive. I got them from Whole Foods.
Kimchi. So, I have a bunch of torches, so I could
Should-
pull a few out and hand them to people.
Yeah, Anger's like waving, like throw one my way.
All right, here. I'll do the Legend of Zelda, like light the torch with the lantern and pass it to you.
Hey, there you go. Toss that torch over.
All right, I grab it.
Got a torch.
And then I lower the torch towards the bugs to see if they scatter
They
from the flame.
They do. They hate it. They're still around the perimeter of it, hissing at you, trying to get closer because they're angered by it. But it is definitely making like an area where they are not.
And I'm gonna say,
Anger, light my torch. But also,
oh yeah, I'll light your torch, and then I'll say, we gotta go save Randall. He went down that dark, scary hallway. I don't trust dark, scary hallways.
Wow, Randall, you really light my fire as I take the torch back.
Well, my name's Anger, but yeah, you can have that torch. That's
I
fine.
meant Anger.
We're both very attractive. I can see why you think that. You're getting confused.
My fire is lit.
You're fine.
Randall, you run off into the dark hallway. You can't see anything. Roll me 1d6.
Can I? Oh no. My next thing be to light my lantern. 6.
Oh, hey, there you go. You can make out just by the half light of the room that you just exited. There seem to be like braziers lining either side of this very wide hallway, and you kind of almost trip and run into one, but you are like, oh wait, there's a thing there, and you like dodge it a little bit. Oh, Kingsmill is also running into that hallway. I'm gonna see if she. Oh no. So she doesn't see it fast enough, and you just hear this slamming sound as she trips over this big bronze brazier and knocks the big bowl off of the top of it, and you just hear this sloshing sound as something spills out of it, and you smell oil.
Oh no.
And she's like, gods damn it. Ow, my knee.
Like, you might not want to light a torch, Kingsmill, just in case.
The swarm of insects is coming after. Let's see. They don't want to come after Anger because he has a lit torch.
Fierce.
Cramble also lit a torch.
I lit Cramble's torch, yes.
Oh, okay. Got back to him.
And then the light came and he thought I was Randall. It was all very confusing.
Elson has a lantern, but not an open flame. So they're probably gonna go after Elson, because that's the only one that's the least threatening one who they are still really annoyed by.
Yeah.
They start crawling up the sarcophagus, trying to bite at you. How many hit points do you have left?
I have 4.
Oof. And you're not wearing any. You're not wearing any armor, are you?
On my camel.
You left your armor on your camel.
It's hot outside.
It is actually really hot outside. That
Oh,
would
no.
that does usually impose penalties while traveling.
Yeah.
Elson?
I'm scared. I mean,
Would anyone be able to do anything about this?
Would Elson be able to heal themselves?
I used my one spell.
The one spell.
So, if I
I
technically
already
haven't
touched
used an
myself
attack,
today.
could I use an attack to try and swap at her feet with the fire and try to like knock the bugs away? I mean, I don't know
Sure.
how bloodthirsty are you today, Lex?
I know how
Like,
bloodthirsty. I mean, I like killing you guys, but it feels unfair in this particular circumstance. I like it when you fall into a trap and then I get to kill you that way. That's much
Right.
more interesting. Oh,
Well,
TPK via scarabs.
scarabs, scrubs.
Yeah.
Mm.
bugs. Well, let's see. Do I get to do anything, or is it just their turn?
Well, this is on their turn, but I was thinking if does it make sense? Does it make sense? They don't like the light. Let me check something.
What a kind and benevolent DM we have.
This actually is a reasonable argument for half damage because they take more time swarming up onto the sarcophagus.
Okay.
So I would deal you 2 points of damage as they start biting at you.
Ah! But not as big of a as it could be.
As it could be.
Yeah.
That's it for that round. We're entering the next round.
Alright, who's rolling initiative?
Better roll better than
rolled
the
a
Scare Beetles.
6, man.
Hey, there you go. Yep, they only rolled a 3.
6.
Can does Randall notice any other braziers besides the one that was knocked down?
It's really hard to see because it's pretty dark in here. You just avoid. You think there are some shapes along the sides of the hallway, but it's difficult to get a look at. Would anyone like to cast a spell or retreat?
I retreat down the hallway to find my friend Randall. And
I will also
Kingsley.
run.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow that. Let's all run away.
So run away! Run away! You leap off the sarcophagi.
There's probably
Torch
delicious
wildly.
Yeah, torch.
magical suit armor in all of those sarcophagus.
What?
There's probably amazing armor and swords and weapons in the sarcophagi,
For sure.
and
Yeah.
we're just leaving it to beetles.
Uh-huh.
I'm quite sad.
You wave your torches around, getting these things to disperse enough that you're able to run away from them. And you start running down the hallway where, and now that you have light, the hallway is being lit up. Wide hallway, 10-foot wide hallway, lining either side for the length of the hallway are bronze braziers filled with oil, each one. And there are carvings on the hallway walls as well. And Lareth is just like, are you going to light one of them?
I would like to light one of the braziers.
Okay, you light one of them.
More lightly equals less beetles. So yeah.
Sure. There's also one of the braziers has been knocked over, and Kingsmill is picking herself up off the ground next to it. And you notice that the oil from the brazier has fallen out of it, obviously, into the ground. And there are these grooves that are worked into the stone of the hallway that are all... they're kind of all over the place, but there's grooves running from the base of each brazier, running ahead down the hallway to whatever the next chamber is. And a lot of the oil from that brazier that fell over has gone into that and is sort of trickling slowly forward.
Should we spill all these braziers?
That's a lot of
Looks
oil.
It looks like Kingsmill already beat us to it. Classic Kingsmill.
I don't even know you.
You just got here.
Bramble takes a wineskin out of his bag, starts drinking some. Oh boy, do I love tower wine!
She's just like, what? Wine?
But it's relatively safe in this room, correct? The beetles aren't following us.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Okay.
The beetle, you hear screeching from behind you and crawling sounds as the beetles are attempting to follow you.
Okay.
Spill the braziers! Spill the braziers.
Spill the braziers.
I'll start tipping him.
I'll start tipping over all the braziers
Sure.
as we run.
You gonna light those bad boys?
I thought one that was already lit.
Well, one is already lit, but if the oil that has fallen on the ground, do you want to ignite that as well?
Yes, I do.
Let's do
Is
it
there
after we're
anywhere-
down
wait,
the
is-
hallway.
Is there
Do it
any
after we
direction to
run.
walk that's not.
We might be able to burn up a bunch of scarabs and go back there.
Make sure we're not in the oil.
Yeah, so is there anywhere to walk on the ground that doesn't have these rivulets for the oil?
There is. If you walk down the center of the hallway, it doesn't have that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm all for it then.
Okay.
As long as we don't light ourselves on fire.
Just don't light yourselves on fire. Kingsmill is already covered in oil.
Michelle, you go way ahead. Way ahead.
You could also choose
All
to
the way.
dump a bunch of the oil at the start of the hallway, even though there aren't grooves in the floor there. You could still get a bunch of it on there and just
Oh,
light
let's do
it.
that.
Create like a wall of flame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay.
Thank you, DM,
Thank goodness
for that
I'm here.
creative use of player ingenuity.
Well, I just wanted you to know that you could just. It might not
Nice
last
idea,
as long.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's. I mean, Anger. Nice idea, Anger. I can't believe you thought of this.
Yeah, well.
Anger, what a guy. What a smart lad. Ooh. Great puns in chat that I didn't notice earlier, but they're fantastic. So, you light it up, and it does create this wall of flame, and you hear this screeching sound as the beetles, some of the beetles that were right on your tail sort of ignite, and the rest back off very angrily. But does that fire spread to the oil that has gotten into the grooves running down the hallway? It does. This doesn't mean it's going to hit you, but it does mean that there is a sort of trail of flame that is quickly lighting and going forward down that hallway.
Let's go.
All right.
Pretty well illuminated at this point. Are there
It
any
is.
more runes
Yeah, it is.
and
It is pretty.
pictographs?
Oh, there's a bunch of carvings all over these walls, and Kingsmill is like, "Oh gosh, this is so interesting. I want to take a look at this, but everything's on fire."
And there are scarabs.
Like, stay away from the fire, Kingsmill. You're covered in oil.
Whoa, no. And she is trying to read it quickly as you're running past. Let's see here. There's
Can I use my wand
to detect secret doors
or traps?
or well, was Gareth lying about the second part?
I don't know.
He was
Only
is the
one
answer
way
to
to
that
find
question.
Okay.
But it will detect secret doors. You can, but yeah, you can use it to try and detect secret doors within 20 feet.
Yeah, I want to use my wand.
Okay, you use the charge of the wand. There are no secret doors within 20 feet of you.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, where is my description of this hallway? Ah! My walls is
Probably supposed to feel like
There's a bunch of cute.
but
to cover it.
Oh, here we go. The walls contain. It looks like so Kingswell is just like, oh, okay, these are they're priests or they sacrifice themselves, or I don't know. These we need to go. she sort of is like, I got some of that, and you get down the hallway into the next room. You run out into the next room, and before you is a medium-sized antechamber. The walls are covered in more carvings depicting men crafting a stone statue, and they are surrounded by blazing fires. Most of the men who are doing this crafting on the walls are life-sized, and the carvings of them are embossed. Let's see. At the center of the room is a 6-foot-tall piece of jagged quartz fixed into the floor. 4 iron swords are placed on the floor around it. The oil is pouring into this room. So you see that the oil is pouring in, and there are grooves all along the floor in this room, and leading out through a large doorway into some sort of other larger chamber, which you can see a little bit of in the light. Seems to be just a very large, airy, high-ceilinged chamber. And the fire is spreading. The grooves in the room sort of come around in this circular pattern around the large piece of quartz, and then lead outward into the larger chamber beyond. But this room is lighting up quite quickly. So the fire is sort of... It actually looks like... it looks pretty cool. It's like one of those videos that you watch on the internet of the crazy domino things people set up, where it's just lighting up in these intricate patterns around this stone and then leading out. Do you do anything as you enter the chamber?
Are there any towers? Depictions of towers on the wall?
No, there's no tower depictions on the wall.
Can I
All the
cast
buildings?
read magic, or
If you'd like to, you could cast Read Magic, sure.
yes, I would like to cast read magic.
Okay. What was I gonna say? You cast Read Magic. There is unfortunately no magical writing in this room. It is all standard writing.
Okay.
As you're casting that, what are other people doing?
Think I've got my back to our party members, and I'm looking behind us to make sure that no more scarabs are coming, and kind of like wielding the flame back and forth.
No, they don't seem to be able to have followed through the flame.
Okay. Looks like we're in a room.
Does there seem to be a path laid out in front of us between the walls of flames?
Yes, there is actually. You can walk through the center. So it's like a lot of these grooves in the floor go through the center. You also have noticed at this point, it seems like this entire place is built with a slight slope, so that all of the oil will be able to like trickle through. It's like almost unnoticeable, but obviously there is one, or else this wouldn't be able to be happening. And the you see this sort of grand entrance with this big archway to the large chamber beyond. There's grooves sort of going through on either side, but if you walk through in the middle, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Also, the flames aren't like super high, because a lot of these grooves are like a few inches wide, so they're on fire, but you can like step over them.
Okay.
So Davis, is Kremble doing anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Just walking around. Looking at stuff.
Kingsmill is like, this is
Kicking rocks.
This is so fascinating. So it's like there's some sort of history here. It mentions the Mage Kings, and they did something bad, and the stone crafters of what does this say? Old Ronhas, I think it's Old Ronhas. They had to build something, and they sacrificed. And as she's like reading through it, she's like right in front of the one of those embossed sort of people who are there, like depicted building this thing, and you just hear this breaking sound as a skeletal hand just juts out of the wall, out of where the hand of that sort of embossed person is. And Kingswell's like, ah, and just falls backward. And you see on the other wall another carving start to fall away as a skeleton starts to break its way out. And then on the other wall, another carving starts to fall away, and it's 4 skeletons are just clawing their way out of the walls.
Skelly boys.
I will point something out that only Anger knows. Only an Anger thing. Your detect evil is not pinging.
Ooh. Okay. But still, this is really alarming.
It is very alarming. I would think it's alarming.
I'll kind of back up towards the center of the room as like skeletons are coming out from both sides, hoping that my party is kind of coming together. And we're like back to back, and I've got my weapon out. And I'm like, they don't appear to be evil, which makes no sense because I've never heard of a good undead.
It seems really dangerous.
The only good undead's a dead undead.
The only good undead is a dead.
They're creeping up on us.
They're
Just like your cat.
You scared me. Just like. Hey.
no, they're clawing their way out of the walls. And you can see it's taken them some time because there's like this plaster over them that they've been entombed in, and they're just clawing it away. And you can see they're like, some of them have gotten like their heads and like one shoulder and like some of their torso out, and they're like using the hand to like claw at some of the other plasterwork so they can get the rest of their body free. And they're like making these horrible clacking sounds with their mouth as the teeth click together. So
Speak or I will attack you.
They don't seem to be responding to anything you're doing. And you can't really tell if they're coming at you or if they're just trying to claw their way out.
Should we be attacking these things? It seems kind of scary, go.
It might be part of the fire, something that we triggered, and they're part of a spell or something.
Yeah, maybe the fire. Well, do you think we can just run past them?
We sure can try.
Let's run away!
This whole dungeon, run away! Everyone, run away! So, you guys, you're like, nope, too spooky. We're out of here, and you just start booking it towards the larger chamber. And Kingsmill's like, yeah, no, that's a good idea. I think that's great. Let's go. And is just pulled along with you guys as you make your way out. You see behind you, like, they're just, like, the last thing you see of them as you get out of the room is just the first one completely pulls itself free of the wall and starts walking forward. But as you enter into this grand chamber, you see this is a large, high-ceilinged chamber. Just looks impossibly old. The walls, again, covered in similar carvings depicting these stoneworkers. And this robed figures who are sort of pointing down at these stoneworkers who are building something. a statue the shape of a bull with the head of a man. And sure enough, in the center of this room, which has 5 entrances, is a large statue that looks like a bull with the head of a man. And like the man's head has this like long braided beard. At the same time, you hear a commotion from one of the other entryways into the chamber. And running out of it are 6 of those little goblinoid guys, followed by a whole gaggle of mummified zombies. And the goblins are like trying to fight them off, and among the goblins is that tall cloaked figure. They don't even seem to notice you at first, but one of the goblins sort of is stumbling backward, and is, you know, has its sling that it's swinging around as these zombies are lurching forward, you know, moaning, trying to grab these guys. And the goblin sort of like falls backward into the chamber and swings, and when he falls backward, he lets it loose, but he lets it loose at the wrong time and at the wrong angle, and it flies behind him at an arc and slams right into the face of the statue. Hits it, stone falls to the ground. You just see this crack form on the man's face of the statue around its eyes. And with that, the eyes and the crack start to ooze, like this black gunk just starts oozing out, like the statue's crying. Starts oozing out of it. And on that horrifying and dramatic note, that's where we're going to stop for today, because we're out of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no magic words in here, right? Is it because
There are no magic words in here. I will point out, Anger, your detect evil pings real hard on that robed figure and those goblinoids. But the zombies, again, nothing. Oh, and the statue. The statue is very evil. There's a lot of evil emanating from that statue.
Oh no.
But the mummies aren't.
Nope.
Okay.
And they're technically zombies, but they look mummified. It's a different step. I'm not gonna make you fight mummies. That's crazy here. You're crazy.
What? Again?
I
What?
like it.
Mummies?
Again with these mummies. Lex, get out of my house. You put too much
Lex!
mummies in here.
You're still in my house.
Who?
Is
I
that
was-
my Sunny D? Why? Just get out of my house.
It's the power of the sun, man. I can't resist. So yeah, that was I rushed that ending a little bit because I wanted to end at a very dramatic note. Got to have that image of the statue crying black ooze. But that's gonna be it for this week of Seekers of the Scorpion Crown. Things are looking real bad for our good heroes here.
How are we not dead?
How are they not dead? Dumb
How
luck.
are at least 2 of you not dead?
Barely, only because Lex decided to be nice today.
You know, Wild, when you were like, I'm gonna use a potion, I was like, that seems a little premature. And then you took. Oh man.
It's never premature with this. So, yeah, you guys, we're gonna be back next week with more thrilling, terrifying adventures. Jordan won't be will be. We'll be ending a little early next week if I can keep my
half
junk
hour,
together.
that's okay.
So make note of that, audience, if you want. I don't know. Also, everyone be sure to remind me that the shield spell counts as wearing armor if you have it up. That's the ruling I've made, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, as I said, this has been Seekers of the Scorpion Crown. It is a BX D&D game here on the Greyhawk channel. We play every week, Saturdays 4 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to tune in to find out what's going on with this horrible crying statue. Yikes. I will be giving out XP to my players after the session, because there isn't time to do it now. But, what else did I want to say? Quick thank you, as always, to Patreon supporters and Twitch subs. Very good to have you here. Check out some of the other really cool people who help support the Greyhawk channel, like Roll20.net, like Heroic Maps over on DriveThruRPG, and I'm forgetting one, aren't I? Well, whatever, I said them all at the beginning. Up at 8 Eastern in the next hour or so, we have the next game on the channel, which is... I always get it wrong. Like, I always want to say it's We Are the Monsters, and I think it's Who Are the Monsters. So I'm just going to check real quick, because I feel really bad when I get the show titles. Who Are the Monsters? Okay, cool. So Who Are the Monsters with DM Bianca Zelda is happening at 8 p.m. in about an hour. That is a Monster of the Week campaign set in Greyhawk. Pretty cool stuff. And if you want to check out any of the other cool shows on this channel, gosh, there's a lot. There's Ghosts of Saltmarsh. There's another Saltmarsh one, Saltmarsh Stories. Shows like The Old Faith, Hidden Shrine of Tomoa-chan, Starlight Society, Mordenkainen's Path of the Plains, Shadow of Vecna, City of the Gods, Savage Tide, Iron Hero. Oh, there's so many. There's just so many shows this summer on the Greyhawk channel. So I'm not even gonna go through all of them. Check them all out. They're good stuff. Did I want to mention anything else? Oh, no. Let's talk. Let's say where you can find our players and what they do. So let's see. I ended with Michaela at the start, so let's start with them now.
Great. I'm Michaela. I go by McBoots42 most places on the internet, but on Twitch I'm It's McBoots42. And you can next catch me on Friday doing another D&D High Tea stream on my Twitch channel. So that's where I'll be next, and everything else that I do throughout the month will be posted to the pinned tweet on my Twitters. If you want to find out more about what I do and what D&D High Tea is and all that good stuff, you can check it out there.
Very cool. Thank you. Davis.
What's up? It's my turn.
Yep.
And I'm Davis. That wasn't asking what's up. I was saying what's up. You know me. You can find me on Dank Dungeons. You know, we just did season 3. It's up on YouTube. You should go check that out. Dank Dungeons TV. And also our Twitter, run by our fearless DM this night, Lex, who still is in my house, by the way. I'd really appreciate it if you just get out.
If you're gonna still be here, you need to start paying rent. That's all I'm saying.
Seriously. The other day, I woke up in the middle of the night to get some water, and I was like, who's in my bathroom? I knocked on the door, and it was like, give me a few minutes. I'm like, Lex! What? Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
It's my life.
Wild Engineer.
Yes, hi, I'm Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. I go on other people's streams to either do stuff and play. You can catch me on Mondays on Scratix Academy for Call of Cthulhu. It's our final episode. Also on Mondays on Welcome to the Party for some Max the New Generation. Tuesdays on Encounter Roleplay for some more D&D. Saturdays on, for Saturdays here, and also later for Other Duck for Invisible Sun. And next week on Saturday, I'm also going to be on Scratix Academy. I'm going to be running a game of City of Mist. That should be fun.
Oh, nice. Oh, you do so much. So much.
So much.
Jordan, what are you up to?
I'm Jordan. I have a silent PH in the middle of my name, and if you look for me on the internet, just search for Jordan with a PH in the middle, and you will find me everywhere. I run a podcast called the Saturday Morning D&D, or I co-host a podcast, I should say, called the Saturday Morning D&D Show, and we're live every Saturday morning on Twitch and YouTube. So if you search for that, you will find me, and you can listen to me rant about the games that I run. And I talk about this one sometimes. It's fun.
Nice. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching on Twitch. Really great chat this episode. Very nice to hear from people, see people in there. I am Lex. I am on Twitter at Dank Dungeons TV. You can find out all the different things that I do on there, apart from this game. And a few days ago, I published a new thing on the DMs Guild called Exceptional Enhancements, which is 15 additional superior ship upgrades for your ships. It's basically supplemental information for the Saltmarsh book. So if you're interested in having some cool ship options, you can set your hull on fire, or
Is there a desert ship?
there's no desert ship. I didn't make a desert ship. There's
So when are we getting our desert ship?
character's dead. You're done. It's over.
Get out of my house!
Never. This is my house now. Anyway, yeah, thanks again. So check that out if you'd like to, and thanks again everybody for watching. We will see you next week. Have a great evening, a safe and fun weekend.